students, in the video Ecosystem Part 4. In the previous 3 videos, we have learnt about the biotic factors, producers, consumers, and then we read about the food chain and the food web, and then in the third video, we read about the interdependence between the organisms. Here in Part 4, we will talk about abiotic factors. The way in which plants and animals grow and carry out their different activities is the result of interaction with several abiotic factors of environment. We will deal with air, soil, water, light, temperature, humidity and wind. Further, let's understand what are abiotic factors. Abiotic means not, biotic means alive. That means which are not alive. So, abiotic factors are all of the non-living parts of an ecosystem. When we break down the word, the prefix "a" means not and the roots word bio means life and living. So, abiotic means not alive. In this video, we will deal with 4 types of abiotic components. First one, inorganic substances, that is minerals and gases. Second, physical factors like air, soil, water. Third one, climatic factors like sunlight, temperature, pressure, humidity, wind. And the fourth one, edaphic factors like soil texture and the topography, that is the features of land surface. Let's understand why are non-living factors important. Maintaining stable abiotic conditions is extremely important for sustaining life. Almost all biotic components in an ecosystem rely on abiotic conditions to stay alive. For example, sunlight, soil and carbon dioxide have a big effect on plant growth. Let's talk about air. We all know all living organisms need air to live. They breathe in air, take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide gas from the air. They use it to make their food and give off oxygen gas as a byproduct which is used by other living organisms for respiration. Carbon dioxide is also given off when dead organisms decay and fossil fuels are burnt. Later on in senior classes, we will talk about carbon dating, through which we come to know about the age of the dead organisms. In a terrestrial environment, air surrounds the biotic factors. In an aquatic environment, the biotic factors are surrounded by water. Changes in the chemical composition of the air, like air pollution from the cars or factories, impacts everything that breathes the air. Some organisms are more sensitive to changes in the air. For aquatic organisms, both the chemical composition of the air and water, but also the quantity of air and water impact anything living in the water. Second abiotic factor, soil or substrate. Soil is one of the most important natural resources. It is essential for majority of plants for anchoring and for the absorption of water and minerals for growth. Many animals live in soil by making burrows or holes. The nutrients, acidity level and moisture content of soil influences the vegetation and plant life. So we can say most plants need soil for nutrients and to hold themselves in place with their roots. Plants in areas with nutrient poor soils often have adaptation to compensate, like the insect capturing cobra lily. Water. No organism can survive without water. Water is essential for life on earth. Water is essential to the chemical reactions within living organisms. It is one of the key components for photosynthesis and is the placeholder in cells. Water also serves as a living environment for aquatic creatures. As such, changes in quantity and quality of water impacts living system. Water also has mass, creating pressure in aquatic environments. Water's ability to hold temperature moderates temperature changes within its mass and in nearby areas. For example, heat from the equator moved to higher latitude by ocean currents results in milder climates for the affected areas. Difference in rainfall means the difference between desert and forest biomes. Clouds can even be the controlling factors in some ecosystems, such as the cloud forest of the tropics where plants draw their moisture from the air. So, land animals need water for movements of material in their body. Some plants like water chestnut and lotus live in water. Among animals, fishes live in water and breathe through their gills. They take oxygen dissolved in water and expel carbon dioxide into water. So, water is essential for life on earth. Sun is the ultimate source of light on the earth. Light intensity and its duration controls the activities of organisms. Lack of light in the deeper ocean prevents photosynthesis, meaning that the majority of life in the ocean lives near the surface. Differences in daylight hours impact temperatures at the equator and the poles. The day-night rhythm of light impacts life patterns, including reproduction for many plants and animals. Effect of light on plants. Green plants capture solar energy and use it for making food by the process of photosynthesis. Light also affects opening and closing of stomata, flowering and germination of seeds. Indoor plants put in shade for a long period show slow growth. Now, effect of light on animals. Some animals are more active during daytime. They are called diurnal animals. Butterfly, sparrow, crow, pigeon, etc. are diurnal animals. Some animals are active only during night. They are called nocturnal animals. Owl, bat, cockroach, etc. are nocturnal animals. Temperature. Temperature affects various activities of living organisms. Most animals grow and survive within the range of 0 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Some microorganisms have the ability to survive at very high temperature or at very low temperature. Some animals and plants are found in cold regions. For example, penguins are found in Antarctica and pine trees on the slopes of the Himalayas. On the other hand, camels live in the places with high temperature. Leaves of desert plants become spiny to check water loss. Some plants and animals like lizards, frogs, snakes, etc. go underground in winter. This is called winter sleep or hibernation. Similarly, snails and frogs undergo summer sleep or aestivation to avoid summer heat. Now, most organisms require a relatively stable temperature range. Mammals have internal mechanisms to control their body temperature. Temperature changes, especially extreme and sudden changes that go beyond an organism's tolerance, will harm or kill the organism. Temperature changes can be natural due to sunspots, weather pattern shifts, or ocean upwelling, or can be artificial, as with cooling tower outfall, released water from dams, or the concrete effect. So, temperature plays an important role in the living organisms and its interaction with the abiotic factors. Humidity. Atmospheric moisture in the form of invisible vapor is known as humidity. Humidity is greatly influenced by the intensity of solar radiation, temperature, altitude, wind, water status of soil, etc. Low temperature causes higher relative humidity by decreasing the capacity of air for moisture. Biological processes such as transpiration, absorption of water in plants, etc. are influenced by atmospheric humidity. Therefore, humidity plays an important role in the life of plants and animals. Humidity is the relative amount of water vapor as a fraction of the total composition of air. It increases with temperature and decreases with altitude because cooler air is drier. Its main influence on terrestrial life is its influence on precipitation and dew formation on water availability and the resulting effects on convection and evaporation of organisms. Another factor is wind. Moving air is called wind. It is vital environmental factor. It affects plants and animals and even microorganisms. It modifies water relations and light conditions of a particular region. A number of physical, anatomical and physiological changes in plant are introduced by wind. Such changes include breakage and uprooting of plants, deformation, erosion and deposition, etc. Wind accelerates transpiration, removes moisture and causes soil erosion at high velocity. The erosion removes rich organic matter from the soil surface. Excessive transpiration leads to desiccation and death of apical meristems, that is the bud. The end result is dwarf plants, profusely branched and small leaves. Due to high velocity winds, the sand particles are blown and are deposited on leaf surface. That reduces photosynthesis, causes rise in temperature and rapid desiccation.